Hey guys, Joe at Field UTV here, and today we're showing off our new 2022 Polaris Ranger build. So when our customer Mark called us, he wanted us to build the biggest and the baddest Polaris Ranger build for him and his buddies to go adventure on the Rubicon Trail with. Mark's a Southern California guy, and so he wanted a machine that he could load up his three buddies, all their gear, and go out for a weekend on the Rubicon. So we started this build with, we knew it had to be tough, and knew it had to be reliable out in the mountains, and we knew that it had to have plenty of clearance for all the rock crawling it was going to be able to do. We also had to have plenty of storage to haul all of his gear. We started this build off with a Thumper Fab Stage 5 audio roof. Not only does this provide tunes for Mark and his buddies, but it also provides extra storage for all of his gear. The Thumper Fab roof has lights across the top, so that way when they're rock crawling at night, they can see the trail and see all the obstacles that they have to overcome. So on the front here, guys, we have a Thumper Fab full-size winch bumper. This thing's awesome, man. It stores this M8000 Warn winch. We knew that this machine was going to be heavy, and so we wanted to put a full-size truck winch on it, so that way it'd be able to pull it out of any scenario that Mark finds himself in. On the front, we have all the Factor 55 goodies. These Ultra hooks are awesome. They have lots of recovery points and make it very easy to self-recover. Down below, in this Thumper Fab winch bumper, we have a Baja Designs light. This is an S8 light bar. We knew that we needed lots of front light to see the rocks and see the obstacles that Mark and his buddies are going to be coming across. So this is actually the second rendition suspension-wise of this build. When we first built this machine, we put it on 4-inch Super ATV billet portals, and Mark found that in the rocks it was still a little bit top heavy with the weight of the roof and all the other accessories. So Mark brought it back to us, and we installed this Thumper Fab long travel kit. This kit is top of the line from Thumper Fab. It's got Keller ball joints, Zebros Racing, X1 shocks on it, Cobra axles. It is the top of the line for a long travel kit. The Thumper Fab long travel kit and the 4-inch Super ATV portals make this machine 81 inches wide overall and give it 23 inches of ground clearance underneath. This makes it very stable in the rocks, and then also obviously plenty of clearance for going over those big boulders. The nice part about the Super ATV portals is that they have a 30% gear reduction. This allows Mark to run a 35-inch tire and still have plenty of deep gearing to go slow and technical over the rocks. Speaking of tires, we wanted the strongest tire possible because Mark's not carrying a spare on this machine. He wanted to have plenty of room for his all of his gear and luggage, and so we went with the MRT X-Rocks. This tire has an Aramid Kevlar sidewall, and it was actually designed for King of the Hammers, so we knew that it was going to be plenty tough for what Mark was going to put it through. This is a 35, 10.5, 15 tire. We wrapped them around a classic. This is the System 3 SB3 wheel. It's a super tough wheel. It's got steel lug nut inserts in it. It's got a dual bolt pattern on the beadlock, so if you mess up a beadlock ring, you can rotate it and you'll be just fine. We really like the System 3 wheels. They're tough. They have a lifetime warranty, and they're just a good, clean, classic looking wheel. I talked a little bit about the lighting on the front of this machine. Moving down, we have the Stage 5 Thumper Fab audio roof. Not only is this an audio roof, but it has 360-degree lighting all the way around, and so this really helps at night, being able to see the trail, get in and out, be able to access gear. We went with these Baja Designs Squadron Nighthawk mirrors. This is a collab with Assault Industries. These mirrors provide a ton of light to see the trail at night. In the back for lighting, we integrated these Dune Gear billet LED lights into the RBO rack. We also installed LED lights inside of Mark's toolboxes, and then underneath we have rock lights to see the trail at night. So heading into the vehicle, we knew that we had to make it easy to get into. We installed these Thumper Fab Nerf bars. Not only are these a great step to get into the machine, but they also offer a ton of protection to the outside of the machine, the doors. These things are sturdy, man. You can lay these up against a rock and they're not going to fold on you. So moving into the interior, guys, the first thing we got to show you is this badass Thumper Fab Stage 5 audio roof. We knew that Mark wanted lots of sound and wanted the cool factor to be at the top for him and his buddies. And so we went with the Stage 5 audio roof. It's got 2 subs in it. It's got 8 speakers. The speakers and the subs have changing colors and lights. And then it has the controls to control the lights on top of the audio roof, and then everything inside as well. So let's talk about the rest of the interior. Mark had a special request to keep his butt warm in the winter. As you guys know, California winters can be pretty extreme, especially this year. And so we installed custom seat heaters in Mark's seats. These are in there. We installed these seat heaters in the NorthStar seats. Super comfortable and warm in the winter. We wanted Mark to be able to communicate with his buddies on the trail and call out if he needed help. And so we installed a Rugged Radio's M1 radio in the machine. We also installed Thumper Fab's badass phone mount. Personally, I think this is the best phone mount for the Polaris Ranger. It's wired, so it charges your phone, but it also has rotation, so that way you and your passengers can view the phone and access your tunes and so forth. So even though the Thumper Fab has a power control solution, that we have so many lights and accessories on this machine that we needed another spot to put some switches. And so we went with the 8-pod Switch Pros. This thing is awesome. We recommend Switch Pros in every vehicle. It makes wiring your accessories, your electronic accessories, a breeze. And so on this machine, it controls all of Mark's lighting, the front lighting, the rear lighting. So wrapping up the interior, in the back, we had to, first of all, we had to have enough battery for this Stage 5 audio roof. And so we installed a dual battery kit. This has dual full throttle batteries. It has one of their 825s and their 560s. We wired this with an isolator and a shut-off switch. So Mark has no issues with power, powering his winch, his audio roof, all of his accessories while out on the trail. So when rock crawling out on the Rubicon Trail, you want to be able to vary your air pressure, be able to air down your tires to get more traction on the rocks, and then be able to air up for heading back to the trailers. And so we installed a badass high output ARB compressor here in the back. It's super accessible. It has a switch back here. It's a very clean install back here. So as you guys noticed, when you first saw this machine, the bed is gone on the back. Mark wanted to maximize storage and functionality on this machine, and he wanted lots of room to store all of his tools, gear, supplies, food, drink, everything he needed while spending a weekend on the Rubicon. I'm pretty proud of our team on this build. They built this custom flatbed, and it came out awesome, you guys. It's got dual storage boxes on both sides. It has a removable aluminum floor, so that way Mark can maintenance his machine. We tied this RBO, Razorback Off-Road rack into it. It's got spare fuel, spare water. It's got a shovel on the top. Mark and his buddies, those long weekends out on the Rubicon, they're going to be thirsty, and so we put the big donkey Polaris cooler back here to hold all of those adult beverages and keep them lubricated all weekend long. So wrapping up the bed here, this is the Thumper Fab Elite rear bumper. We tied it in to the custom flatbed. This bumper houses a Warren Axon 35S winch, and then also has lights built into it. And these are nice for backing up, again, seeing the trail in the dark, seeing obstacles in the dark when backing up. This is just a really badass bumper that has recovery points and so forth. And so it really just wraps up the back of this machine. So last but certainly not least, guys, let's talk about the performance on this machine. Mark wanted this machine to still haul ass, so to speak. And when we first built it, it was kind of slow with all the accessories and all the cool stuff that we put on it. And so when he brought it back, he's like, it's got to have more power, guys. And so what we did is we installed a Force Turbos Polaris NorthStar Turbo Kit. These kits are top of the line. Fit and finish is great. We wrapped it up with an aftermarket Assassin's tune. It's got an aftermarket Assassin's clutch kit, and it has a Gilliman Innovations Pro Primary on it. We found that primary works really well with the turbo kit. It supports the power, We don't have any issues with belts slipping, burning belts, and so forth. So wrapping up this build, guys, I can't thank Mark enough for allowing us to build his dream machine. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button below for more of our future builds. If you have questions or want to build a machine like this for yourself, please give us a call. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you out on the trails.